Let's get started with our mechanical drawing. First thing you usually do is kind of figure out what you're drawing, and you're going to draw something called a check assembly. It's got a few different parts. It's got a sealing ring, or what's called a seat ring. It's got a clapper. It opens and closes. It pivots right there about the pin. And when the water pushes on this from this side, this is kind of hollow. When it pushes from up inside, this will spring open and let water through. But when the water comes back the other way, comes back that way, this will snap back down, and this has got a rubber face on it, on a hard plastic face, and it seals. So it's a check valve. Okay, and there are some, this is simplified. This was one of the products that I worked with. It was rocket science. It was a highly technical part, believe it or not. And we were holding tolerances within 1/1000th of an inch and flat within 0.5 of an inch to get this to really fine tune and work right. But we're not going to worry about that. We're going to do the basics of it. So this piece is the clapper, and it opens and closes. This is the seat ring. It goes into a valve. Water flows through when this opens and can't go through when it's back. And this pin goes through this hole. There we go. So let's take a look. This seat ring, let's do the clapper first. The clapper looks like this from the top view. That's the clapper. And it's this thick, 0.81. So it's got a 4.25 diameter. Okay, and then it doesn't really say, oh yes it does. This little box here is 0.95 wide and deep enough so it intersects the circle so that the back edge is 2.88 away. So I can draw this pretty simply. I can draw a circle, some sort of a rectangle, place the back of the rectangle 2.88 away from the center, and then just trim this out. And that clapper is 0.95 wide. Okay, and then I've got to figure out where this little hole is. And it doesn't say how high the hole is, so you're going to get to just choose. But the hole, this little hole right here, I don't know why I have two of them in there. This little hole right here is 2.59 away. And I don't care what size you make it. You're just going to need to be consistent. Okay, so whatever you do on one, you'll do on the other. And then there are some things, right? I know that this backside has a little chamfer on it. We'll talk about those, but I just want you to get sort of a basic thing. This is not a full, complete design. So that's how this goes. So let's make a new one over here and just see. It's going to be a circle. And then there's going to be a rectangle. I don't know how to draw a rectangle. I guess I'm just going to have to draw a pen. And then I'm going to have to erase a little bit. Right? Oh, it won't erase. That one will. That's not the one I wanted to erase. Okay, well, I don't know why that won't erase on here. It will in AutoCAD. But that's what it's going to be. And then if we flip it kind of on its side, there it goes. And we use press pull to make it go up to its thickness. Now you're going to use something called 3D modeling to do this. That's what it's going to look like. And then on this little edge over here, you're going to put a hole through it. Going that way. So that's what the clapper is going to look like. The seat ring has an outside diameter of 6 an inside diameter of 4, and it's 2 inches thick. And then we got to figure out these little square things here. And those little square things straddle 1 inch apart, so it's a ½ inch off the center line, and it goes right to this, right where it intersects there, and then it's square. So you'll be able to figure that out, and you just get kind of close with it. Let's see. It's got 6-inch diameter, a 4-inch diameter, and then you're going to press pull that up 2 inches. And then there's just going to be a little square here that you'll press pull up, and a little square here that you'll press pull up. So there's not that much to making this. And then you'll have to put it together, of course. Right? So that gives you a little bit. And then the section view, if we do this as a solid model where we've got these parts, this section view will just happen on its own when you use the section command. So that gives us the idea of what's going to go on here. Here are our dimensions: 6-inch by 4-inch. That's the inside of the seat ring. 4.25 with a 0.95 block on the back. Here are important dimensions. Here are height dimensions. So that should get you enough. And I haven't given you all the information on this. That happens in design a lot. You're just going to do your best. And then during some sort of review, it will come and be further identified for further work. So there you go. There's the overview of the drawings for the check assembly, which is the check assembly project mechanical activity 1.